Hello and welcome to this week's Emerge 5, where we explore new tech, upcoming companies, common industry issues, and the brilliant people behind it all. Now, in this week's episode, we're going to be looking at emerging cybersecurity companies that you should definitely be keeping an eye on. And of course, at the end of the show, we'll also have a special interview for our number one entry. So, let's get started. Starting us off here at number 5, we have VArmor. So enterprises all around the world rely on VArmor to control operational risk, increase application resiliency, and secure hybrid clouds. Better still, this is all while leveraging their existing technologies without adding costly new agents or infrastructure. So with digital transformation growing in priority, VArmor provides great peace of mind as businesses tackle its challenges. This is by allowing businesses to map relationships across their entire dynamic enterprise. Number 4, we have CyberGrx. The global cyber risk exchange grants you access to thousands of completed assessments to make rapid, data-driven decisions and reduce third-party risk. The exchange is where organizations and third parties come together in a one-to-many fashion, collectively crowdsourcing data, insights, and remediation strategies. To date, the exchange has over an astonishing 90,000 participants. Now at number 3, we have AttackIQ. So AttackIQ is a startup on a mission. Today, our businesses, democracy, and society are held at risk through cyberspace by adversaries all over the world. And AttackIQ is here to tackle that challenge. Their offering builds on the MITRE ATT&CK framework of adversary tactics, techniques, and procedures before emulating them to exercise the same way an adversary does in production. And in our number 2 slot, we have Anomaly. Anomaly is the cybersecurity startup helping organizations harness the power of threat intelligence. Their security suite optimizes threat intelligence in a single platform to increase the speed of threat detection and proactive measures. Anomaly's platform is also excellent for growing businesses with the ability to scale at will. Their client portfolio is also super impressive, consisting of over 1,500 global organizations and Fortune 500 companies. And now, at our number 1 slot, we have Zimperium. So get ready to be really impressed. Zimperium Z9 is the world's only on-device machine learning-based security engine that has stopped every known and zero-day threat in the wild without an update. Their mobile security technology protects millions of devices from various attack types, including malicious apps, phishing, OS exploit, and rogue profiles. Better still, it runs effectively without introducing latency or privacy issues. So joining us now to tell us a little bit more is Sridhar Mittal, who's Zimperium's CEO. So Sridhar, welcome to the show, and thank you very much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Max.
You're very welcome. And as I was saying in the introduction, I'm looking forward to delve into this a little bit more because Zimperium is doing a lot of great work in the mobile security space, which is becoming ever more prevalent. So from your perspective, what is the current state of mobile security looking like?
As you know, Max, almost every company in the world is encouraging a work anytime from anywhere culture. To be able to put this in action, the companies have to provide more access to corporate data to the employees' mobile devices, whether they're phones or tablets. So this is adding a completely new threat vector to the company that they've never experienced before. The challenge is that the employees are the administrator of these mobile devices. They control when to update the operating system, they download all kinds of apps on the devices, are connecting to public Wi-Fi networks, and worst of all, clicking on all kinds of links, which could lead to them getting phished, right? Mm-hmm. So, luckily, the Chief Information Security Officers, the CISOs, are recognizing the fact that these mobile devices have to be regarded with the same seriousness as traditional endpoints like PCs and Macs. This has led to mobile security becoming a top 5 initiative for most CISOs, and therefore has become a huge growth market for us. We recently got an 8-figure contract from the US Department of Defense. And this is getting even further accelerated as the security world moves towards a zero trust model. And by the way, Max, this is not limited to any specific industry or region. It is broad-based. We have customers in North and South America, Europe, Africa, as well as in Asia. And even though our two largest verticals are financial services and public sector, we have many customers in manufacturing, technology, healthcare, and several other verticals. And we've got companies that are deploying hundreds of thousands of devices and others that have 20 devices or less. So this is a pretty broad-based movement, not specific to any specific industry or region.
Yeah, as you say, it's kind of a widespread problem, and especially when we're looking at reports of how prevalent phishing attacks are becoming and how easy that is to fall victim on a mobile phone when you're in a rush and you're just trying to go between places. I think it's very key and something organizations, especially CISOs, need to be looking at. So what further challenges does securing mobile endpoints bring in comparison to, say, securing employee laptops, Macs, or other traditional devices?
That's a great question, Max. There are several factors that need to be considered. The biggest one is privacy. Most employees use their mobile devices for not just business purposes, but also for personal activities like, following sports, social media, messaging with friends and family, reading the news, whatever, right? They really don't want their employers to be tracking everything that they're doing on those devices. Therefore, any mobile security solution should be able to secure these devices without violating the employee's privacy or the company's privacy policies, and especially true in Europe, of all places, but across the world. Privacy is becoming a huge issue. And therefore, detections of all kinds of attacks should be done locally on the device without streaming personal information to the cloud for analysis. Now, so couple that with the fact that these devices, these mobile devices, impose additional constraints on any security solution or any app that's running on them. It's first of all, it's a closed operating system. You have no access at the kernel level. You have limited computing power. You have smaller batteries. You have limited visibility to other apps that are running on these devices. So you put those two things together. This is a very hard problem to solve. And you cannot take the same approach as you had when you secured traditional endpoints and hope to be successful with mobile devices. And so therefore, you need a solution that's been built for this kind of an environment. And that's why the US Department of Defense actually selected the Zimperium solution after an extensive evaluation process.
Excellent stuff. And yeah, very, very imperative to kind of have that security across organizations as we kind of see that shift of how people operate and do work at the end of the day. So I wanted to wrap up the interview here by just asking about, obviously, Zimperium's offering. It's kind of one of a kind from the research I was doing, and very kind of intuitive for what people kind of need. So I wanted to get from yourself a little bit more about what makes you guys unique.
So Max, as you said, our product is definitely our biggest differentiator. The fact that we can secure mobile devices from all kinds of attacks and do it without violating privacy is unique. However, there are two other aspects that I'm personally quite proud of. One, we know that we are a part of a large security ecosystem in companies, right? We're just one piece of all the security components that they have. And our engineering team has done a fantastic job of creating an open solution which has out-of-the-box integrations to most of the industry-leading solutions that we touch. Things like MDMs, SIM, Zero Trust, XDR. We have integrations to most of the industry-leading solutions there. Second is our approach towards customer success. We understand that getting value out of a mobile security solution is not just a technical implementation. So technical implementation could be done in a matter of days. But it is to really get value from mobile security, it's actually a journey. And we help our customers through our methodology, help our customers start with the basics and then lead them stepwise through a maturity model that culminates in huge amounts of value at the end of the journey. And that basically shows why our adoption rates are so high and our retention rates are industry leading. So those are two things that I'm very proud of, other than just the product.
Excellent, as you should be. It's a fantastic model that you guys have brought out, and I wish you only the best. So, Sridhar, thank you very much for coming on this week's episode of Emerge 5, and all the best for the future.
Thank you, Max.
And that's it. That's another wrap on another episode of Emerge 5. Thank you very much for watching and for all the companies that we featured here today. And of course, Sridhar, for that fantastic interview. We'll be back next week, of course, with another episode in our Emerge 5 series. Until then, please join the conversation at EM360 on Twitter and LinkedIn. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, and for more great daily content, head on over to em360tech.com.